This concealer would definitely drive you to the airport. This concealer would absolutely help you move. She's just a sweet gal. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. All right, let me zoom you in for the eye look and earrings breakdown. First of all, these earrings I picked up last time I was home visiting my parents. I'm pretty sure these are from Claire's in the year like 2007, maybe 2008. I think they are so iconic. It's such a like relic of the time. This earring alone can just take you down an absolute rabbit hole into the mid 2000s, and I love them. I love all the cute little shapes and colors, everything. I thought it was very complimentary to the eye look today. And now let me tell you about the eye look. So for this gorgeous fuchsia shade, it is the shade Fuschia from Glisten Cosmetics. This is from their newer release. I think they did like a springtime wet liner release. I love this shade. We're gonna talk more about her later. And then the gorgeous pastel yellow shade under that is one of my new Gavissi liners. It is the retro liner in the shade French Vanilla. So pretty. I wanted to match the colors from these little stickers I have on my eyes right now. These are actually nail art stickers. Lottie London sent them to me, and as soon as I saw them, I was like, I want to put them on my eyes. These are just the perfect size. I always gotta remember, nail art stuff and graphic liner stuff are like totally interchangeable. They both use tiny brushes, they both use tiny stickers, and I love all that stuff. But that's not what this video is about. You did not click on this video to find out that I put nail stickers on my eyes. No, you clicked on this video because you, like me, have an interest in my current makeup favorites. Oh my goodness, I have not done a makeup favorites video in a long time. I used to do them every single month, and then I stopped because honestly, I couldn't tell you. I don't know, my brain's got like a million things going on at all times, and I just have different video ideas. But today I did not know what to film, and I was like, holy moly, why don't I make a makeup favorites video? There's a lot of makeup products I've been loving lately across all categories. I got some cool blushes to talk to you about, a very good new foundation to talk to you about. We got lip oils, we got water activated liners, we got highlighter palettes, we got a lot to go over, so why don't we just get into it? So if that sounds like a topic that is interesting to you and you want to hear all about the makeup products that I have been loving lately, then I encourage you to please subscribe and keep on watching because it's coming at you right now. All right, I'm gonna zoom you in a little bit because I'm wearing most of my makeup favorites today, and the first makeup favorite I want to talk to you about is blush. I think I briefly mentioned this in a couple other videos, but I need to talk to you about this Milani Cheek Kiss. Is that what it's called? The Milani Cheek Kiss blush in the shade I Cherish You from their Cherry collection. I don't know why I don't have more red blushes in my collection because I love red blush. I only have one other one, and it's from Oma by Sharon C, and it's a liquid formula, so it can be a little tougher to work with. You know, it's a good formula, but like, you know, I tend to reach for creams over liquids when it comes to blush. And this color is absolutely gorgeous. I'm definitely still getting a feel for the formula. It's not the easiest cream blush formula I've ever worked with. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. It doesn't set down immediately. It's very dewy, which I love, but I do find that I need to go over this again sometimes. Like I'll do my bronzer and then my blush and then my highlighter, and then I tend to have to go over it again because sometimes the highlighter can make it like patchy, or if I lean on my face while I'm doing my eyeliner. I find that this needs to be like the last step of my base makeup routine too. You know what I mean? Just so I don't lose the color. So like, I definitely love this most for the color. I do love the finish. You guys know I love a dewy blush. I love to feel dewy, and it does eventually set down a little bit. Like now I can touch it and it's not coming off of my fingers at all, but it does take a little bit of time to set down. But this color alone just makes it so worth it for me. It's so beautiful. It looks red in here, but it's a very like pinky red. Like it's just such a pretty shade, and it's a good amount of pigmentation too. Like this looks like it could very easily be overwhelming, especially on someone whose skin is the color of a sheet of paper, but it works. They're really easy to sheer out. Like I said, you saw, I took that swipe on my finger and it's like, whoa, 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 that looks like it's gonna be a lot. But then you swatch it on your hand, you can see it immediately shears out, and then you can just like go like that and it shears out immediately. You can blend it into absolutely nothing if you want to, but you can also build up the color. And I find that if I accidentally go in with too much of this, I become incredibly grateful for how sheer it is because I can very easily just like tap it out with my fingers and remove some of that product. So I'm a big fan of this. Have you guys tried any of the Milani Cheek Kiss blushes before? I feel like they got a lot of hype when they first launched and that I didn't hear about them so much, but I saw this shade at TJ Maxx and I was like, yeah, you're coming home with me, right? What's that TikTok? But I didn't steal it. I think that's the theme of those TikToks is people usually steal it. I didn't steal this, I paid for it. But yeah, I really love this blush. I love the color. I keep saying, I've been saying it, you guys, I've been saying this a lot lately. I feel like pinky reds is the move this summer. I feel like that's the color you're gonna see everywhere on the lips, on the cheeks. I just feel like it's the move. And I absolutely love this blush. Again, it is the Milani Cheek Kiss blush and I Cherish You, and it is absolutely a makeup favorite. All right, so my next makeup favorite is an eyeliner, and it's one of the ones I told you about at the beginning. It's the Glisten Cosmetics wet liner in the shade Fuchsia. Like I said before, I believe this is from their new spring collection. I love this shade. I love the yellow shade I'm wearing too, but that's like a little too new to become a favorite. These I've had for a couple weeks now, and I just keep reaching for this shade Fuchsia. I love that it's like a pinky purple. I know maybe that's just what fuchsia is, but I'm very picky about my purpley shades because a lot of times warm tone purples, I don't know, there's just something about a warm tone purple that I don't always like. I find that the formulas can tend to be a little wonky, and then if you don't apply it perfectly, I don't know. What is that? I don't know. Like shades like this, I don't know. I don't always love those on the eyes, but shades like this, phenomenal, perfect. Add a little more pink to that shade, make it a fuchsia, and I am in love. And this shade is just so vibrant. It's just so punchy. I just feel like it's another like very summery shade. It's putting me in such a summery mood, and it's been one that I just keep reaching for over and over again. And you guys know I've talked about Glisten a million times on my channel before. I'm an ambassador for them, so call me biased if you want, but their formula is just so good across the board. They sent me some of their new liners from their new spring collection, and I've tested a bunch of them, and I can't vouch the formula is just as good as the formula has always been. They're really good at keeping it consistent, and this shade Fuchsia has been an absolute favorite, and I'm loving it. All right, let's talk about some more eye favorites. I told you about the fun little stickers I got on my eyes at the beginning of this video. Those aren't a favorite yet. I just tried them for the first time today. I do like them so far, but if you want to talk about fun eye decals, then we gotta talk about these face gems that I got on Amazon. Oh my gosh, they're spilling everywhere. Dang it. That must not be clipped in all the way. But yeah, you guys know me. I love rhinestones. I love putting things on my eyes, and I got this one set in particular from Amazon that has just been like the best thing ever. First of all, these companies that make these little face gems are like giving them away. They're so cheap on Amazon. I'm sorry, Amazon's the only site I have to recommend right now. You can also get face gems at Michael's if you're looking to buy a little more locally. Michael's is still a large corporation, but if you're ever looking to buy something in person versus online, Michael's has great face gems too. But this set that I got on Amazon came with 3 different packs of gems. One of them's multicolored, one of them's just like regular rhinestone colored, I don't know, silver I guess, but this pack is my absolute favorite because it comes with so many different kinds. You got stars, you got rounded stars, then you got pointy stars, then you got stars that have an outline around them, like it's just an outline of a star, then you have holographic stars, you have crescent moons, you have little hearts, you have outlines of hearts, like you just get so many options. And this set also comes with a gem picker, which if you don't know what this is, basically this is just kind of like waxy on top. I think they're also called wax pencils. And by some sort of scientific miracle, this pen just picks up these gems. I don't know how it sticks. The pen itself is not sticky. It's very easy to take them off too. So if like you accidentally pick one up and then you change your mind, literally just like shake it and it'll fall off. But yeah, I don't understand the scientific miracle that allows this to pick up little face gems, but it does. And it's an essential if you're someone like me who likes rhinestones. Stop picking up rhinestones with your tweezers and wasting all that time. I used to do it too. Oh my gosh, I spent so much time trying to use these tiny little tweezers to pick up rhinestones, and I kept dropping them and having to start over again. So I definitely recommend a wax pencil. You can use the other side too. Honestly, I don't really know what that other side is for. Maybe for tinier gems. But yeah, these are just amazing. This wax pencil is amazing. I'm gonna put a link to this Amazon set down before. I highly recommend that you go check it out because you get so many face gems, and it's gonna take your creative looks to the next level, and you don't have to spend a lot of money to do it. Oh, and by the way, to get them to stick, I just use a little bit of lash glue. How easy is that? Love it. Great, a makeup favorite. All right, let's move right along and talk about some complexion favorites. I have some new ones. I might be jumping the gun a little bit with this foundation I'm about to talk about, but what can I say? When you know, you know, and I know that I love this Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. What? $4 foundation. Literally incredible. I would lean along more the lines of calling it a skin tint. They do call it a tinted skin veil, which honestly, very glamorous. I love that name. But yeah, it's definitely more of a skin tint. But the thing I love so much about this Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator is I can wear this all day long, and at the end of the day, no creasing, no cracking, no breaking apart, and that's very tough to do. Like even my favorite foundations, like my Rare Beauty Liquid Touch foundation, it's been a long time favorite of mine. Even with that foundation, by the end of the day, after I've been wearing it for like 12 hours, yeah, it's breaking apart on my chin a little bit. It's breaking apart on my nose a little bit, but that's not enough to make me not like a foundation, because I'm like, hey, skin's gonna skin. And sometimes it doesn't look as good at the end of the day as it does at the beginning of the day, but this one somehow defies all that logic. And I think it has to do with the ingredients. This has hyaluronic acid and squalane in it, and hyaluronic acid is kind of like, you know, I feel like everyone throws hyaluronic acid in everything nowadays, and I love hyaluronic acid. It's very good for my dry skin friends, but squalane is like the creme de la creme of skincare ingredients. All the chefs are kissing squalane. I love squalane. And granted, it's a little far down on the list. Like, it's not the second ingredient or anything. It is one of the last ingredients, not the last ingredient though, but I definitely feel like squalane has made a difference in this formula, because squalane is a very hydrating oil. Usually it's derived from olives, or sometimes I believe it can be derived from sugarcane. Sometimes it's derived from sharks, but this is cruelty-free and vegan, so it should not be derived from sharks in this scenario. But squalane is just such a nice hydrating oil. I used to put squalane, like 100% squalane from The Ordinary, as primer under all of my foundations. I should pick one of those up again, because I had my foundation looking really good. But putting that type of oil under a foundation or in a foundation just makes it sit so nicely, and I feel like that's why this doesn't break apart. Because usually when foundations break apart, it's because the pigments are like separating due to your natural oils, but I feel like if you're already putting an oil in here, then that's gonna like combat that, you know? That's my theory from someone who has no skincare expertise, so take it with a grain of salt. One thing I will say, it says sheer to medium coverage. I'm gonna have to give that a thumbs down. I don't think that's true. I mean, I built this up a little bit today, and you can definitely still see like pimple popping through, a little bit of redness popping through, but like I said, I don't mind that as much in the summertime. I'm okay with a little bit of a lighter coverage if it's going to give me this gorgeous glow. You know, it's definitely giving a glow. I'm a little too zoomed in here, but I feel like it doesn't look greasy. Like, I wouldn't call this dewy. You know, like comparing it to another foundation that I love and I was gonna talk about anyways, the Salt New York Sneaky Balm foundation. Do we think I like this foundation? I'm already getting ready to buy a new one. I love this foundation, but this gives a dewy finish. A really gorgeous natural dewy finish that makes it look like you just like get facials twice a week, you know, like really gorgeous dewy finish, but it's dewy, whereas this I think is a little more on the natural side. If you're seeing some dew underneath, I mean, part of that does have to do with the fact that I wear my Auric Glow Lust under every single one of my foundations, so like I got a glowy base going on, I got my cream cheek products, I got my e.l.f. putty bronzer on, so like I've got a lot of dewy products going on, but this is not adding to that dew. It's just kind of creating like a nice natural base. Like, look at my chin, and it does fully set down. Like, I can touch my face now and there's no transfer at all, and I don't powder my face. I don't use powder or anything, so I didn't even set this, and it just feels really nice. I really like this foundation. I think you should give it a try if you're looking for a new one to add to your collection. You know, so many skin tints have been coming out lately. Rare Beauty's got a new skin tint. Fenty's got the Ease Drops. I know that's not that new, but just it feels like everyone's coming out with a skin tint right now, and they're a little expensive. I haven't wanted to take the plunge. None of them have looked good enough for me to want to take the plunge, but I did feel good enough to spend $4 on this tinted hydrator, and I absolutely love it. I did get the shade Fair, which is a little more on the neutral side. I maybe could have gone with Porcelain. There is one shade lighter that seems like it's more cooler undertones, but to be honest, I always tend to go too light with my foundations, and then in the summertime, I look like a ghost and it doesn't match my neck at all, so I'm thinking this will be a good summer shade for me. But yeah, this is definitely a new foundation favorite. This and still the Salt New York Sneaky Balm. I wear them both still a lot. I love these both a lot. Honestly, this would be a good way to like go in and add a little bit more coverage. These could be good together. I'm gonna have to try that and let you know. But yeah, these have been my foundation favorites lately. All right, now let me talk to you about some of my concealer favorites. Who even am I? Trying all these different concealers. I used to be the type of person that would get one concealer and use like only that every day for like years at a time. So the fact that I now have 2 concealers that I use at once in my routine is wild, and it's growth. I guess it's growth and changing and the lessons we learned along the way. Anyways, I really like the NYX Concealer Serum. I have the shade Light, which is the lightest shade, which NYX, you gotta expand that shade range. This is the lightest shade, and it's like basically my skin tone, so don't love that about it, but I will say I love the combination of these two things. And this formula, dang it, NYX, this is a good concealer formula. There's like cat hairs all over it. That's why I keep going like this. It's a really good formula in the sense that it just melts into the skin. Like, it is undetectable on the under eyes. It also feels like I'm applying eye cream, which is exactly what I want in a concealer, because the area under your eyes is so sensitive. You know, it's such a thin amount of skin, especially for me. I got hit in the under eye with a shovel when I was 4 and I was in daycare. Don't know if you guys know that. I have a little scar from it under here. It's covered pretty well. But yeah, I got hit in the under eye with a shovel when I was at daycare when I was 4, and so I had to get stitches under here. So my skin under there is especially thin, so I try to be really kind to the products that I put under my eyes, and I just feel like this concealer serum is a really kind formula. This concealer would definitely drive you to the airport. This concealer would absolutely help you move. She's just a sweet gal. We love her so much, and yeah, I'm a big fan of this. And I like using it in conjunction with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Corrector shade. So this shade is actually apparently called 160, but it's the one that they advertised to be their corrector because it is a pink shade. I used this in my video where I was testing different TikTok makeup hacks, because that's been a big TikTok makeup trend lately, is using pink concealer to add some brightening to the under eyes, and I've been loving it. First of all, this is like such a cult favorite concealer formula for so many people. Like, this has been people's favorite forever, and I've never tried it until now. I don't love the foam applicator. I'm thinking about ripping it off, but then I'm like, what am I gonna do if I rip it off? Like, just shake it out? I don't know. You let me know if you've done that before. So I don't love the foam applicator, but the color is beautiful. I'm gonna do a little swatchy swatch for you here. You can see it looks like just like a good concealer shade for me, but it's definitely pink, and I like to combine it with this shade because this is like basically my skin tone, maybe a tint lighter, but when you add that just hint of pinkness to it, it just gives such a nice brightening effect. This is a very sheer formula too. I don't know why. I always felt like from watching other people's reviews or just like tutorials using this concealer, it looked like it was really high coverage. Maybe it's just because I have the corrector shade, but it's really sheer for me. And who knows, it could just be my combination of using these two together. But no, because I've used it with the First Aid Beauty concealer too, and I also felt like it was very sheer. So I like that about it, especially when it comes to a corrector. I don't want a corrector that's like super full coverage. I don't have a ton of blue to correct on my under eyes. I'm more so using it for the brightening effect. So I love the sheerness of it. Like I said, I love these two products together, and they've definitely been my concealer favorites. All right, my next favorite is kind of a random no category favorite, but the Inglot Duraline has been an absolute game changer in my makeup routine over the last month since I've been using it. You guys have been recommending this to me for like years at this point, so I'm sorry it took me so long to purchase it, but I'm very happy to be here. I did a whole video testing this out where I both made my own eyeliner using eyeshadow and mixing this together, and also testing out this over water activated liner to make it waterproof, and it worked incredibly on all fronts. Still go watch that video. Sorry for spoiling the video, but it worked incredibly on all fronts. I've been loving layering this over my water activated liners on days where I know I'm gonna be outside all day, because one thing about me, I'm a watery eyes lady. That is my biggest allergy symptom. I get such watery eyes. It's such a pain. Those of you with watery eyes know it is like so annoying, especially when you spend so much time making your water activated liner look so pretty, and then your eyes water, and then you have hooded eyes on top of that. You're me in this situation. You have hooded eyes on top of that, so then you get it all up in your crease, and it doesn't look good. But I found that if I go over my water activated liner with the Duraline afterwards, I'm set for the day. It's gonna make me waterproof. It's gonna prevent it from transferring in my crease. It's gonna prevent it from dripping, even though I have the wateriest eyes in the world. So Duraline's absolutely been a lifesaver for me. I can't wait to find more ways to use it. I know people say that they like mixing it in with foundations too to make those long wearing, so I'm gonna have to test that out. Let me know all the different ways you like using Duraline. But yeah, this has been an absolute game changer and is definitely a makeup favorite. And the last makeup favorite I want to talk to you about today is the Glisten Cosmetics Shapeshifter palette. I think I called this a highlighter palette in the beginning of the video. It's literally just called a shapeshifter palette. It's not necessarily for highlighters. You can use these as eyeshadows. You can use them as whatever you want, really. I mean, that's kind of the deal with all makeup, but this palette is especially intended to be multi-use, and I've been loving this because, I don't know you if you've noticed, lately I've been in a big graphic liner kick again. I'm always in a graphic liner kick, but I've been wearing less like eyeshadow looks and more just like eyeliner looks, but with a hint of sparkle, because you know, I have to have a hint of sparkle, and this has been what I've been reaching for. I've also been more into colorful highlighters again lately, and this is what I've been reaching for that too. I'm wearing this shade right now. No, I'm not. I'm wearing the shade Divine today. I don't know if you caught that little pink highlighter I'm wearing. That is the shade Divine. It's so pretty. Most of these formulas are just pretty like shimmery, except for this shade Charm, which is this gorgeous like kind of glittery green. I hesitate to even call it glittery because it's not like thick chunky glitter. I don't really think you can call this glitter, but it is a more textured formula, not a flaky, it's just more textured. This is the shade Charm, gorgeous shimmery green. I'm gonna swatch it next to the shade Divine so you can hopefully see that difference in texture I'm talking about. Divine is like a gorgeous goldy pink shade. Yeah, I don't know, it is kind of hard to tell the difference between the textures here, but they're both beautiful. Let me swatch a few more shades while I'm at it. The shade Bewitch is a gorgeous purple, and then the shade Ritual is a gorgeous blue. All right, so here you got Bewitch, which is looking really blue on camera, but it's actually purple. Let me see if I can get that shift there. You can't really see it, but just trust me, it's purple. And then the shade Ritual is a gorgeous blue, giving you a little pinky swatch here. This one, interestingly enough, is looking kind of teal on camera. But just look at how special these highlighters are. They look gorgeous on the cheeks, they look gorgeous on the eyes. I'm not wearing it on the eyes right now. I'm wearing a Danessa Myricks Twin Flames liquid eyeshadow in the shade Passion just because it completed the look better. But these I love wearing on the eyes. Here's a couple examples of me wearing it on the eyes. They're so pretty. They're just really special. I feel like this is a good multi-use palette to have, and I've been reaching for it like every single day. What's the only one I didn't swatch yet? Elixir is another pretty pinky shade, but a different pink than Divine. Yeah, Elixir is really pretty. That's like more of like a true like pinky pale highlight, whereas this one's more of like a pinky gold. This one's more of like a pinky silver. Really good variety of shades you get in here. Really spectacular palette, just great multi-use palette. I've had this for months now. I think they sent it to me last year, but these past few months I've been really digging it. I've been wearing it all the time, and it's definitely a makeup favorite. All right, you guys, and with that, we've reached the end of the video. Those are all of my current makeup favorites. Of course, there's other things I've been loving too. I could sit here and talk about favorites all day long, but those are the products that have just been like absolutely wowing me lately, and I find myself incorporating into my everyday makeup looks. So I hope you found some new products you might want to try out, maybe something that caught your eye, caught your interest. If it did, please let me know in the comments down below, and let me know what makeup you've been loving lately. Makeup, skincare, hair care, anything beauty. Honestly, perfume. What's your favorite perfume lately? I would love to know what you're loving, because you guys never steer me wrong with your recommendations. Every product I've ever bought by subscriber recommendation has been like one of my favorite products of all time. So I can't wait to hear what you've been loving lately. And I thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I post new videos twice a week, and I live stream most Saturdays, so I'd love to have you join me. Check out my description box for all of the makeup favorites I talked about today. Also, my description box, I'll have a bunch of Black Lives Matter resources to support the Asian American community, resources to support the LGBTQ+ community, and resources to support Ukraine. So please check out those links if you haven't yet. And I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!